Hi, I'm Dan. This is Vinyl Fury, and man, it's been quite a while since I've done this. I uploaded that room tour video back in September. It is now July of the next year. And thanks everyone who watched that video and left comments and all that. I knew that video would get some eyeballs as compared to my usual uploads, and I'm glad I did it because was in that house for a long time, as I had said, and I wanted to document that last space before I left. And I moved out of there the next month, and I've been here in this one-bedroom apartment on the other side of town in Portland ever since, and it's been really nice. I've been living on my own for the first time, and yeah, in that time I have been living even closer to record stores. So I've been able to make some questionable decisions, but I do have quite a few records that I've accumulated in that time. And it's been so long, I've been keeping notes, or trying to, as to what I've gotten, how it sounded and all that stuff. So I'm going to be looking at those as I show these records, and let's just get into it. So one that I got just before I left the house was the 25th anniversary edition of Throwing Copper by the band Live from 1994. This had been around a while and I just hadn't got to it, even though this has been on my list since I started collecting records a long, long time ago. But it had only ever been available as a single disc, and the album is just too long for that to really be a benefit or a sonic upgrade. Music on Vinyl did it in like 2012, and people have said that it actually sounds pretty good for having all that music on a single disc, which includes 2 bonus tracks, which I don't know why they didn't make that a double LP. But this one was spread across 2 LPs, and it sounded great. I don't remember why I still hadn't gone for it. I think it was the price. It's usually more than $30. For a while there, I was just really avoiding that, even for stuff like this, but at some point I just found it on the right day and went for it. And I adore this record. The 90s in general was a really good time for well-produced rock music, and this is one of the best examples of that. This album sounds fantastic. The music is great. It's more than just rock music. There's a lot of craft in these songs. And it's still unbelievable to me that a song like Lightning Crashes could be a common staple on radio when that song has such a long intro and such a build-up, and what is it, 5-6 minutes long? And people actually had the attention span to go along for that ride. Nowadays, you have to get to the chorus within 20 seconds, or you're going to lose your audience. So a special record. This 25th anniversary, I think, is worth getting. So the band Hum reissued their album Downward is Heavenward on vinyl. Gosh, that was 2017, 18. And it was great. Remastered for vinyl from the tape, the whole 9 yards. It was awesome. And for some reason, it took a long time for them to get around or get through the process of preparing the previous album, You'd Prefer an Astronaut, for the same treatment. And it finally did happen. It's cut at 45 RPM, double LP, gatefold. It's cut by Ryan Smith and pressed at RTI. So again, just all around doing all the right things. The first couple tracks didn't really knock my socks off for some reason. They felt kind of narrow. And then Stars, which is the most popular track from this record, really hit nicely. But again, overall, some songs just were more impressive than others. But all around, it sounds great, and it is an improvement, and it's nice to finally get that treatment for this record. The low end is solid, the kick is nice and present. And if you don't know Hum, you would be in for a treat. One of my favorite post-rock, ambient rock albums ever, Mogwai, Rock Action. This is from 2001, which is around the time I heard it, and it just really blew me away. And I managed to find an original pressing years ago. Its condition is not sterling, but it was amazing to actually find it. But I've been waiting for a nice reissue, and there have been a couple of reissues that I just haven't been able to get my hands on. Recently, there was another reissue campaign for their older albums, and I got this one. Red vinyl. It's limited to 5,000 copies, pressed at Optimal. You know, nothing fancy, matte jacket, pretty standard, but it sounds great overall. Nice and clear sound. So if these are still available and you don't have the early Mogwai records, definitely go for it. I also got Happy Songs for Happy People. And this is from 2003. It's the next album after Rock Action. Just more excellent, mostly instrumental, ambient post-rock stuff. That one's on green vinyl. And again, limited to 5,000 copies. And this is the best I've heard this record. Really clear and dynamic. All right, so my battery is already dying. I haven't done this in a while, so I need to kind of make sure everything is working the way that it should. So I'm just going to make this one short and sweet, and I'm going to make sure everything is working, and I'll come back for another one. So until then, take care and enjoy your music.